Guys, I went from a cook at Hooters to making $20,000 per month online. And there's a few things in my journey that I'm gonna break down for you, but there's really one thing that I did that pretty much led to all of my success. And now I'm making $20,000 a month, living in Bangkok, Thailand, with the boys, enjoying life, and really just setting myself up for a fantastic future and generational wealth. Again, there's really one thing that did it, and make sure you watch the end to actually understand what that one thing is and how you can do it for yourself. So a year and a half ago, I was, like I said, a cook at Hooters. I wasn't making much money. I was probably making $2,000 per month, maybe sometimes $3,000 if I worked like 70, 80 hours a week. And so obviously that wasn't ideal, but honestly, like most people talk about how they hated their 9-to-5 job, or they hate it right now. And for me in the beginning, it wasn't like that, because I started working at Hooters when I was 17. And before that, you know, I had tried drop shipping, I had tried crypto trading, and those things didn't work out. I had made like $1,000 drop shipping. And I kind of just realized I just wanted to be a kid first. Like I didn't want to just focus on business when I was like 15, 16. I wanted to be a kid first. Whether I regret that now is another story, but I just wanted to enjoy my life as a kid. And it makes sense that I would start working at Hooters after that realization. So I started working at Hooters, and honestly, it was a fantastic time. So when I first started working at Hooters, I wasn't really that good with women. Like I was never like amazing at talking to women in high school, but through working at Hooters, guys, it literally proves that if you want to get good at anything, you literally just have to do it more. Through working at Hooters, I mean, I was talking to like 20 hot girls every single day, and it really gave me a ton of experience with women. And I was having so much fun working there and talking to women and enjoying my life and making, for me at the time, what I thought was a lot of money. My roommate got home, so I just switched to the studio to be a bit more focused. But in terms of that, like I was saying, I was having a lot of fun at Hooters, making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, as well as just learning a new skill in terms of getting really good at talking to girls and having a really good social life just from all the people that I knew at Hooters. So I started working there at 17. I did not go to high school really. I mean, I would work 40 to 50 hours a week at 17. I would sleep in, I wouldn't go to school. And yeah, even when I was 15, 16, I knew that school was pretty much pointless. The only reason I kept going was just to kind of make my parents happy and help them realize that, you know, I'm actually trying to be successful, even though I knew school was never going to lead to my success, which at this point I've literally proven, because there's no way I could have made the amount of money I'm making now if I had went to school, because I would still be in college. And even after I graduated, after 4 years, I would probably be around like $60,000 to $100,000 a year. And now I'm making much, much more than that. So I knew that school was always a waste of time, which is why I just started working, because I was making money, I was learning different skills, and I was having a lot of fun at the same time. So I did this for 2 years, and after like the first year of doing it, I was having a lot of fun, I was making money, I was able to save like 20 to 30 grand. And yeah, I just saved all my money because I was still living with my parents, which is kind of like what set me up as well for success. So I'd definitely recommend to you guys saving your money so you can invest into yourself, try different businesses out, take risks, and you actually have a runway to do so. Because if you're not able to take risks, you're never going to be able to actually succeed. So I had a lot of cash, but just from working every day, you know, I talked to a lot of girls. I just kind of like had so much fun. And then after that, it was like, I just kind of got sick of it. It was like a dopamine overflow. And after a while, I just started getting like, I was working 50, 60 hours a week, still making $3,000 a month. And outside of Hooters, I didn't really have like a life, because I was there so much just focusing on making money. And I remember one day thinking to myself, like, if I'm just going to sacrifice my young age, like my teens and my 20s, to make a lot of money, I might as well make a fuck ton of money in the process. And if I was just gonna continue working at Hooters, that was not going to happen. I was just gonna make a few $1,000s a month. My plan was to live with my parents till I was maybe like 23 to 25, invest all the money I make into real estate, and then maybe when I'm 25, I'll be making like 10 to 20K a month passively, and I can actually then live a good life. And once I kept doing that, I started seeing people like making way more money than me, living a way better life without having to slave away at a brokey job until they're 25 and live with their parents. And before, it sounded like a foolproof plan, but as I kept working at Hooters, I realized there had to be a better way. And that's where I started looking into different ways to make money. So I had already kind of gotten into drop shipping. I didn't try that again. I had already done a little bit of crypto. And this time I kind of looked into day trading. So I was watching this guy on YouTube, Brandon Carter. He had a day trading like group. So I joined his Discord. It was like $300 a month, trying to learn how to trade. And I was having a good time, went through all of his like training courses, and it was good, just learning a new skill. Then I realized that trading was just kind of like not really the best path. You're not really, number one, you're not adding value to the world. And number two, it's kind of just like gambling. But in the beginning, it was fun to learn the skill. I did a few trades, but getting into trading actually changed my life. Not because I make money with trading now, but because in that Discord group that I bought, I was just scrolling through the chat one day, just bored. And I had actually just gotten back from Mexico with my family and friends. And I knew that like I had to start making money online. Like I just wanted to be able to live in Mexico or live somewhere tropical, make money online. And that was my goal. And you guys probably see the memes where it's like a guy looking over a balcony, thinking on the last day of vacation, how he can make this his regular day life. And that was me when I got back from Mexico. I was like, I have to make this my regular life. And so when I got back, I was just searching for anything, and I was scrolling on these Discord chats in the trading group, and I came across this guy that was talking about how he's in remote sales. He's an appointment setter. He's making $8,000 to $12,000 a month living in Puerto Rico. And for some reason, it was like the universe just aligned, and I knew that that was going to be the best path, and I knew everything I was searching for was right there. I don't know what it was just like intuition. And so I just started doing as much research as possible over the next like 3 to 4 days, literally just diving deep into every aspect of the internet possible. And then on top of that, my friend had just bought a program that basically taught him how to start making money with fitness training. So it basically taught him how to make money online with fitness training. And he was talking about how this guy that was like talking to him about the program made commission. And he had this guy he met on Zoom, and he sold him the program for the other guy that was actually making the most money. But this guy, all he had to do was talk about the program and basically just close the deal and collect commission. And that's where the light bulb really went off, because it kind of confirmed all the research that I was doing. I realized that it was all very, very real. And that's when I really dove deep and just started taking as much action as possible. And then from there, I found somebody that guy knew that was really good at sales as well. So I paid him 10 grand to teach me literally everything that he knows. And I just started diving deep. And that was April of 2023. So April of 2023 is when I really just learned about all of this. And then I dove deep, and like 3 months later is when I made my really first dollars. And then that month I made $8,000 in a month with remote high ticket sales. And that's the one thing that I was talking about in this video, is learning a valuable skill. Through that process, I learned how to communicate properly. I learned how to sell, and I learned how to get in contact with companies to actually use my services and sell for, right? And that's like the biggest thing for you guys, is how I went from a cook to making 20 grand a month isn't some crazy business model. It's not some crazy thing that I did. I didn't put $10,000 on black and just make shitloads of money and then invest it. I just learned a valuable skill that has always been a valuable skill, and I got into a vehicle that will actually allow me to make a lot of money and have location freedom. And that was like the biggest thing for me. When I first got into this, my goal, if I could literally just make $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but be able to make that from anywhere in the world and live a life where I can experience more, I have a lot more freedom, I can live in Thailand or I can live in South America and just have a way more full life, that would have been the dream for me. But I also picked something to where I got into a vehicle to where once I get really good, I can make way more money. And that is why I actually got into high ticket sales, and that's why it all made sense to me. And so once I started making $8,000 in a month, once I started making money, also for you guys, it took me 3 months of making absolutely zero to make my first dollar. And then my first month of actually making money, I made $8,000. So a lesson for you guys is that you shouldn't give up, because had I given up after like 2.5 months, let's say, if I had done it for 2.5 months, most of you guys watching this right now would be like, oh, it's not working anymore. 2 months, I haven't made anything. I'm just gonna give up and try something else, right? If I had done that, I would still be working at Hooters, still be making $20 an hour, and still wondering how I'm gonna be able to unlock my freedom. But I stuck with it, and the 3rd month I made $8,000. I just embraced the struggle, and after that point, once I had proof of concept, there's no way I would ever go back to a regular 9-to-5 job. So I moved to Thailand, and moving to Thailand also just leveled up my life a ton, because I started getting around people. Pretty much every single foreigner that lives here full time makes money online. So you learn how possible it is to make way more than $8,000 a month. And so my mind kind of like opened up there. I started just getting a ton of new experiences. I got uncomfortable, got into a new culture, got into a big city. And getting into a big city was a game changer for me, because Bangkok, I mean, I can show you guys right now, but it's like a 13 million person city. And so, I mean, you just learn so much. You get around people that are making tons of money. And this is literally just a tiny little glimpse of the city here from our place. And yeah, that's really why I moved here. And going from a hometown of like 100 to 200,000 people, like pretty small for the US, to coming here, like my whole vision was expanded, and there's just like so much more to do here that I actually enjoy doing compared to just like my hometown. There's just like way more to do. It's a lot more fun. It's cheaper. And so life was just like skyrocketing. It was like everything was just moving in the right direction. And it really still is. Like I've just used that momentum. I've continued to grow. And obviously I've scaled, a 1.5 years later to $20,000 a month, living in my dream penthouse with my friends that are also making money online. And we're just all on the same mission: boxing, making money, grinding, having a great social life, having a lot of fun, and just improving our lives overall. And so that's really how I got to this point. The 3 like main takeaways have been, I would say, number 1, embracing the struggle. So getting into something like Hooters where I was having a lot of fun, but also pushing myself, working 50, 60-hour weeks. So if you guys are in a 9-to-5 job and you don't have as much money as you want, literally just start picking up extra hours, pick up a second job. There was even a point where I worked at Hooters and I worked in a factory, and that was absolutely terrible. But I was making, like, at that point, $4,000 a month, because I was working at Hooters and I was working at the factory where I was actually making more. And that absolutely sucked. And that actually also, I missed that. That's actually what also led me to wanting to make money online. That the pain from working in a factory, 12-hour shifts, and breathing in like all of that dust from the factory, and just my back hurting so bad because I had gotten to a motorcycle crash, broke my back, and then I was pushing around this stuff in the factory 12 hours a day. Like, it was just absolutely terrible, like on the assembly line, doing the same movement for like 12 hours per day. I was just like, man, this absolutely sucks. But had I not done that, and had I not put myself in a position where I had to endure pain voluntarily to actually make money and reach my goals, I would not have realized that there had to be a better way, and it wouldn't have been enough pain for me to actually make a decision and start taking action. Like working at the factory and working at Hooters, sleeping like 6 hours a night, working 70, 80-hour weeks for pretty much pennies, like $4K a month, it taught me that there has to be a better way. And it gave me enough pain to actually change. And so that's the first lesson for you guys, embracing the struggle. And number two, getting in a good vehicle and just learning a valuable skill. You don't have to build a crazy business. You don't have to start drop shipping. You don't have to take on the next get rich quick scheme. You literally just need to learn a valuable skill. And there's so many different skills you can learn that are very valuable. But what I encourage you to do is look at the world, see the way it's going, see the artificial intelligence, see the new digital economy, the digital gold rush, and identify the valuable skills that business owners and people need to make a lot of money. And once you identify that, you're going to start providing a lot of value. And when I heard about high ticket sales, I took a look at the world. I realized that this industry is growing super, super fast. I knew that sales was always a valuable skill. And that is kind of how I was able to see confidence in it and actually take full action. So there's so many different skills, but if you guys are like me and you're very competitive, you want to be paid based on your performance, and you want to get good at communication, then I would 100% recommend getting into high ticket sales, because it is different from a regular sales job, because you don't have to go into an office, you don't have to cold call, you're literally just closing deals for companies, and you're talking to their customers and their potential prospects that are already interested and really already want to buy. Usually I'm taking 5 to 6 calls per day. So usually it's like 5 to 6 hours of work per day. So I still get to enjoy my life, still get to actually make a lot of money at the same time, because I have the valuable skill. So you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to build a crazy business. Just learn a valuable skill, invest into yourself, learn it from somebody that's already done it like I did, and you'll be able to actually get to the next level much faster and just skip the trial and error phase and just reach your goals as soon as possible. All right, and then the third thing that I learned is just getting around the right people. Right, so now one of the guys I live with in this penthouse, he makes like 150K a month, and that is not by accident. Like, I'm purposely surrounding myself with people that are further ahead in their journey than me and are honestly just balling way harder than me. And I do this in every aspect of my life, in the gym, boxing, Muay Thai, work, business, women. Like, I just surround myself with people that are much better at me than those aspects, because you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So you need to start getting around the people that you want to be like, and naturally you're just going to become like those people. So start getting around people that are exactly where you want to be. Start hanging out with them, talking to them, giving them value, and just trying to improve your life. And I promise, like, you will see a ton of value. And that's something I put into the Closer Launchpad, which is really my one-to-one training program for sales. But like right now I have 2 students out here in Bangkok, so I meet up with them. I went to the gym with one the other day, and they get to hang around me, and they get to hang around other people that are already have the exact same mindset as them. They're already making money with sales, and that's just going to help them a ton going forward as well. So that's going to help them take this to the next level. And if you are looking for that one-to-one help, you want to just fast track your progress, check out the description to actually start working personally with me, where I help you one-to-one through this whole process, literally teach you everything that I know. Just check out the description from that. But that's pretty much my story, guys. And if you do want a free course on how to get into this, I made a full free course on how to start from scratch to get on track for your first $10,000 a month. So just click this video right here, and I'll see you guys in that video in like 10 seconds.